In a world of glitz and glam, flashing lights and screaming fans, most people are unaware of the war that rages behind the scenes. And that war includes your favorite artist and your favorite songs. This is The Dark Side of Songwriting. Hosted by Nayim Edwards.
Welcome to The Dark Side of Songwriting. I am your host, Nayim Edwards. Today, we are talking about Ashanti's first album. Just rolling off of what I talked about yesterday with the Irv Gotti master situation. This kind of was able to segue into this absolutely perfectly. Because, so whatever she signed said, she was going to be able to redo, re-record, reproduce her first album, and she would own 100% of the rights to it after probably 20-25 years. I do not recall how long it's actually been, but I know it's been probably like 20 years or so since. And Irv called her disloyal, said that she was fucking trying to cheat him out of his masters, even though whatever paperwork he orchestrated said after a certain amount of time she would be able to redo the music or whatever. What's so crazy about this is it was all good when you didn't think anybody would give a fuck. And I will go out on a limb and say that he didn't even care until he realized her support has never dwindled, not even a little bit. To this day, people still cult-like love her, and she has been able to maintain relevance, even if maintaining relevance just means I'm gonna drift off over here and I'm not recording any new music. Because do you recall the last time she's actually done brand new music? She was on Army Wives. She was doing all type of stuff. It is crazy the shit that you have to do to maintain your relevancy, but we have to remember that she came out in a time where you actually had to go outside. You actually had to be good. It's just a perfect cocktail of stuff. And I don't want to say I don't anticipate that he thought she would be a legend, because she was dubbed the princess of R&B. So I don't understand how he presented her with the paperwork, because does anybody know her for doing anything other than being affiliated with Murder Inc. and getting jerked around and hold around and fucked all upside down in this industry work-wise? No. I would say this is the perfect candidate for that top list of people who have been loyal, because it's like, she never hop clicks. She never fuck you, Irv, and all that crazy stuff. And we can talk about when the relationship goes sour and now motherfucker want to bring all the business up because you're upset about what didn't happen or what actually happened, and you think you're not going to get no benefit from it. My thing is, a contract is a contract for a reason. If I fulfill 100% of my obligations to you, why are you upset? Because I, again, think that he did not anticipate her actually having the support that she has come out and had. The thing is, when she had announced that she was going to be redoing it, that first album is 100% classic. People like my mama said she was going to come out and buy 3 copies just to support because she liked her so much. I was a little ass kid when all of the Ashanti Murder Inc. wave came through. Now let's talk about what's so wicked. It's when your relationships cross the boundaries of being more than business, because it did come out that he had a thing for her or whatever. Do I know if they went together? Probably. But that's not important if they went together or not. Who gives a fuck if you went together? But at the same time, you can't say who gives a fuck if they was in a relationship, because we know that She is, as far as songwriters go, she's definitely top 10 for the women. Overall, she's definitely top 25. If we really want to talk about it. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about her in the J-Lo shit, and we're really gonna go crazy tomorrow when we talk about that and the vocals, and we gotta get there. Let's stay on task, because this don't even need to be as long as I'm thinking about it. When your relationship with a person in music is not built on business first, and you decide that, or maybe it is built on business first, and you decide to move into something other than business, it's not gonna work. Because with doing business, you got to understand that there has to be ethics and there has to be respect there. And that is what's going to keep the relationship moving along how it's supposed to go. When you decide that you want to put your feelings in the mix of doing your business, there will be no pleasure that comes from that. Because one side is going to be okay and one side is going to be hurt, or both sides are going to be hurt, or you're going to realize like, maybe I should just, it's just too emotions. It's too much room for interpretation when we talk about putting your emotions in the mix. And what I think is a lot of that shit that happened behind the scenes with them, as far as like, this is absolutely one of the baddest bitches to ever ingratiate music, period. And whatever you had with her, she continued to be, even if it's not this, shit, even to this day, she's still like this R&B sensation. It's never gonna change. Absolute legend. But you have to see the woman that you want to be with go be with everybody else. And the people that you have brought into the game are no longer in the forefront of the game. And she's done went off and done got with everybody else who's getting respect. And you're not the hottest thing in the world no more. And not understanding that her being a woman makes it completely different, because as long as she keeps herself up, there's going to be somebody looking. Women look at women, men look at women. That's just what it is. We're all looking. Everybody's looking. So, now instead of being like, hey, they ran their course and they did good music, they did good business, it's like, yeah, I can see why she not with him. He lame as hell. He fell off. Even if you still rich, he fell off because you're not in our face no more. So you get bitter. And now you want to bring up the paperwork. Now everything is technical. Now everything is got to be 100% by the guidelines, by the books, as to if you were getting your way, everything would be flexible. There would be elbow room to move around. You would be able to do and go as you please, and should always go your way when you on the motherfucking good side, or when they can benefit from whatever you got going on. It's not gonna go your way when you draw that line in the sand and you're like, look, it's been 20 years. I'm redoing the whole thing. We doing it straight like this, and your support base is still there. Yeah. Of course, whoever is in charge is like, whatever, and you get to keep 100% of what you recreate, because all you had to do was ride the contract out. You knew you was gonna have fans. You came from an era where you had to actually have real fans, where people had to go outside and purchase your music the real way. And the worst part about that is, it's just like, that's a win. There's no other way to say that. That is an absolute win, but you gotta suffer the humiliation because there are gonna be people that say you're disloyal for wanting to do that. You might not be able to work with certain producers because for some reason they are loyal to him, or not some reason, maybe the relationship because he's been around decades and decades and decades and decades, longer than I've been alive, for sure. Work with absolute legends, brought absolute legends into this, like we said, and there are people who are still up there today that might not want to fuck with you, or they're not going to fuck with you because of their loyalty to him, even if he was wrong. You know, you might not be able to go here, you might not be able to do that, and to be honest, I think she'll be able to skate past all of that just because she made herself a legend and she took those body blows so heavy. And I don't want to go into the body blows she took because I'm actually going to write a song list of every song that she was involved in that caused her to get fucked over and why they fucked her over. And we're going to talk about, we definitely tomorrow's going to be a very special day because we're going to eat J-Lo ass up, and we're going to talk about, let's go ahead and wrap this up. So she rolled the wave out. It's just another motherfucker throwing a temper tantrum because they didn't get their way. And all you got to do is just deal with the chatter, because that's really the worst part about it. Is just you dealt with the chatter because people are going to see you know how to follow a contract. You honorable because you follow contracts. You doing without complaint. I've never seen her come out and whatever, and she just kind of laughs shit off like it's a joke, and the shit ain't funny, but she laughed the shit off like it's a joke. So she wrote it out. So it's fucked up, but it's just, all it is really just annoying. It is really not more than being annoying as a bitch. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. If you're not new here, thank you for coming back. If you're new here, thank you. This has been The Dark Side of Songwriting. I am your host, Nayim, and I will holler at you.